Hello, welcome to Goblins of Discord. I'm Larissa. If you want to get typed, you can book typing below. Also, just added a thing to the Substack if you want to put in a request for a celebrity. I don't know that I'll do it, but you can request one. People send them to me on all different places, and I just don't remember them. So that solves that problem. Okay, so I'm typing Aubrey Plaza, who I've wanted to type for a little while. Just like looking at her, she looks 6'7" space, like 6'7", 7'6" space. She kind of got that like devious. I think is intensified when you have sexual and you're stacking, but I think that there's like this kind of devious it's like devious pixie, dark pixie. She kind of has like also like that 6'7", 7'6" brat thing. Like, um, yeah. I mean, if you just like look at her without watching anything else, she kind of looks like in the 469 try range, um, or something in that adjacent area, just because she kind of has that like stereotypical sour girl kind of thing going on, which I think she sort of plays into in different interviews and like roles and stuff. She kind of has the deadpan, miserable, but she's quite funny. I don't think she is like actually miserable, but there's this, it's like the whole forfix thing. So yeah, her Instagram's chaotic. Like it's just all over the place. So this kind of makes me feel like Social Lash is looking at her thing because it's so just like, what the fuck am I even looking at? Like here's a meme. Here's like, what is this? A fucking menu meme of herself in the dark, very like other people's videos, like just the most random stuff on here. And I think I saw one thing where she was like promoting her film. Oh, was this? And it's like, like, what is this? Anyway.
Your Twitter handle is Evil Hag. Speaking of witchy presence, your Twitter handle is Evil Hag. Why Evil Hag?
Because so I was gonna say, it's like Evil Hag, Swamp Hag, this kind of thing, like Rotting Swamp Queen, like da da da. Like I feel like I put that in the 6'7" 9'4", 7'6" 9'4" space. It's just something I've kind of I used to ego identify with the kind of swamp hag thing, and I've since discarded it since I realized it's like a typological um, data pattern or something. And also, I think with not SP last and maybe not SI last, but now I'm sure I'm gonna get someone mentioning this in their typing videos if they didn't just see it here. Anyway.
Because I like it. I don't know because
I like it. There's this kind of 6'7" bratty thing she's already doing off the thing, like this kind of reactive, pushy, like.
Why? Sorry.
Why do I feel like you're my daughter? And
because sixes, especially 6'7", unconsciously create daddy dynamics. The parental dynamic. They're looking for the guidance function. And so I think Aubrey Plaza might be sexual self-present. I think that this is like I noticed she kind of flirts like this, where it is kind of teenage daughter flirts, like that kind of mean, it's like almost mean spirited, but it's like, I'm gonna insult you while I'm flirting with you, even if she's not really flirting. There's this sort of thing that sixes do where it's like, spank me daddy. Like that's sort of the undercurrent, the energy that I get off it anyway.
And I'm like, we're going to talk about this report card. Whatever.
I like it.
You like it because you're probably six.
Sit up straight, young lady, and tell me why you're Evil Hag.
No, daddy, no. I'm evil hag because
You probably like that.
I thought hags were. I've had evil hag for a long time. It was like my personal account. I used to have a blog a long time ago called Salty Sea Hags.
Yeah, Sea Hags. That's another Swamp Hag, Sea Hag.
Blogspot.com, where I would write like like humor jokes and stuff from the point of view of a sea witch living in a cave.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and that's honestly like kind of a social last, I think. 6-7, 7-6 based thing again.
So
And also with 4-5.
I thought that was
like to identify as that, where it's like I'm like a disgusting evil creature living in a cave.
funny, and then I don't know why.
And you were doing that, I think, when you were working at NBC as a page, weren't you?
I was doing that when I wasn't a page at that point, but I was working at NBC, and I got in trouble for it because they were sweeping the computers every night, and they found my hag blog, and they were like, we've seen too much, and we have to stop doing this. So I stopped the blog, but I continued with the Twitter.
Okay, all right.
So
movie not long ago. You did a zombie movie, and
look at how she's sitting too. She's kind of doing like a 6 compliant stance of like paying attention.
I was wondering, we had the cast of The Walking Dead here a couple days ago.
I entertained 9 for her, but no, I don't think so. She has that kind of alert, paying attention head thing, and like 6 more than 7, because 7's like more ADHD energy. I think like sexual dom adds like that kind of fristling energy to a 6-7. Like she kind of almost to me vibes like Daria mixed with Jennifer Lawrence.
And I was asking them what they would do in a zombie apocalypse, and it seems to be something that a lot of us these days think about because zombies have become so popular.
Yeah.
Did you think about that when you were shooting that movie? What you would do in a zombie apocalypse?
No, I didn't. But
Okay, next question.
Okay.
Just kidding.
I've thought about it a lot, and I was telling someone the other day that I'm always prepared in any kind of apocalypse situation, not just zombies, but I have like a whole thing, like I sleep with a dagger at my
I used to do that when I lived in Montreal. My boyfriend would leave, I would sleep with throwing knives under my pillow. But yeah, I feel like that's 6-7 again, not SB last. She's like 6 swing 7, 7 wing 6 are fear type, just for people who have stumbled on this.
by my side.
No, you don't.
Yes,
Do you really? What do you mean?
I
You have a dagger where? Where's the dagger? It's not in the
It's
bed.
on my nightstand, and every week I do a shanking drill.
Yeah, I feel like this is 6 swing 7. 6 and 7 with a 4 with SP. But also she's kind of using this as a hook. I feel like she's like being weird on purpose. You know what I mean? Like I sleep with a dagger.
Sleep.
You
and
sleep.
Then I imagine like a zombie or a murderer, or whoever is coming to get me.
Right.
Maybe you, Daddy.
And then I like have a move where I like quickly slide it under the blanket and then I just shank up. Whoever's hovering.
You've given it away because she's not like she might do that. But also I feel like this is kind of the social last 6-7 with 4. It's like you're using like weird fear things as like sexual hooks to like look at Conan. I mean, he's paying attention.
Bring over me, about to kill me.
And also sort of like a damsel in distress thing where it's like, I need protecting because like she's not doing it in this way. I don't know. I feel like I'm roasting her without meaning to, but she's kind of doing like, I see like the 4-6-9 and 2-6-9 try archetypes as like the damsel in distress sort of, I need help kind of little damsel fairy in the forest, and this is sort of like a darker version of that, I think.
That seems incredibly dangerous. You know, what if someone's staying over at the house? What if your boyfriend's leaning over for a kiss and you got that motion?
You enter my room at your own risk.
Okay. Do you always have? Do you have weapons nearby at all times?
I have a dagger. I also like to surround myself with people with skills that could be useful. That's something I always keep in mind.
Yeah, and that's another like 6, and also not SP last thing.
And like friends or boyfriends or whatever.
You want them to have useful skills. If there's
the thing is, she could be making some of this shit up too. She probably is, but
apocalypse
Yeah.
of some kind.
Yeah.
Like what, for example?
Like my current boyfriend, when we first started dating, I gave him helicopter lessons, flying lessons for his birthday. He never showed an interest in flying, but I just gave them to him in case like the world has gone to shit and we need to fly away. So I was like, I need to be with someone that can operate a helicopter.
First of all, why don't you take the helicopter lesson?
Because I'm in charge of weapons and ammo.
Yeah, I mean, you could. I feel like somebody could make an argument that this is more 7-6 because it's kind of like out to lunch, but I think that this is just social last with 6 and 7 because it's like weird. It's weird prepping. It's like and 4. It's like, you know what though? Might be those of us with the stuff in our taping that end up surviving because we anticipated things that you didn't.
I would get the guns, and then I would steal the helicopter, and then he would take it. And
So first of all, you don't have a helicopter, so you've got to get to a helicopter.
Oh, yeah.
And you've got to hope the keys are in it and steal it.
One.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is he good enough then? You can't in a day learn to fly a helicopter.
yeah, you can. And it's not even that much money.
Well, no, you cannot. I'm telling you, you cannot learn.
Yes, you can.
He's good at flying a helicopter after
He
a
never
day.
did it because he was scared. But I'll get someone to do it. I just have to have someone that knows how to fly.
It's funny.
Mm-hmm.
I might take Patti LuPone too because she's kind of, I don't know. There's some sort of 2-7-80-1-7. I don't know. There's some sort of swirl going on with the Patti LuPone. Okay.
All right, but I want to tell you something first.
Okay.
I have an open wound in my mouth.
I know. Very big.
What are these nipples out? And I have an open wound in my mouth.
Very sympathetic. After meeting on the set of Agatha All Along, we lived together while you prepped for your off-Broadway debut. What was my most annoying habit as a roommate?
You don't have any annoying habits.
I didn't think so.
You don't have any annoying habits.
I did almost kill you.
You did almost kill me, but I didn't find that annoying. I kind of liked it.
Yeah, I think that's some 6-7 stuff with a 4 fix. Sexual self-pres. There's this weird, like, bad mommy.
I'm gonna eat this, but I'm gonna eat it on this side of my mouth. Oh no! Is it hot? Oh my god! Oh, I remember this. It's been a while. It's hurting.
Is it hurting on your thingy or on your... It's hot.
I got the tip it to the left. The open wound. Is it over?
It's just like
I'm
watched this
sorry.
part before.
You are theatrical royalty with 3 Tony Awards, 2 Olivia Awards, and 2
But
Grammy.
also, she kept going, which I think is like also puts me to 6 category because she's doing the task that she was assigned. Also, like, because I was sort of like looking at her, like I was like, she kind of 70 because she's like kind of unhinged and like and all of this, but I don't know, like in Hollywood and stuff, like she's kind of stayed the path. I don't think I've read any crazy things about her being super destructive or disruptive on set, and like I think she pranks people, but it's like not like 7-4 with like SX in the mix. It's not like really self-destructive stuff. Like she seems to like be a attachment and compliant core, and that she like shows up for the job and like does the job and stuff.
Grammy Award.
She also doesn't seem like scattered with her interests. Just as another point, I'm just verbalizing.
Your name. Which is the bigger challenge as an actor? Doing 8 shows a week in a creaky Broadway theater or shooting multiple takes against a green screen for a Marvel show?
Doing 8 shows a week. in a creaky old disgusting theater.
Okay.
I have a theatrical muscle doing 8 shows a week. So I'm going to throw up just before I eat a wing. Are you okay? Do you need Kleenex? I'm fine. Okay, great.
No idea.
It is a rite of passage
I mean,
in
it
the
could be voice for being 9-wing 8 fixed, so she's blowing her nose, but I don't know. I kind of weirdly think she might be 9-wing 1 fixed.
Oh, that was
The amount of saliva I'm producing, you have no idea.
It is a rite of passage in the Broadway community to get your caricature on the wall at Sardi's. Test your art skills by drawing a portrait of your opponent. First person to laugh must eat a death wing. Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's right. Laugh it up. Laugh it up. I'm so sorry.
Oh, that. You feel the saliva?
Like, she seems to be kind of getting horny on the experience. Like, it's sort of like, I think, I don't know, I can't imagine doing something like this, but I feel like there's some weird, like, SXSP thing happening here. I could be way off the mark. It's almost like she's using SP chicken wings to, like, enhance her, like, erotic charge towards this entire situation. I don't know.
You like it? I think it has some. There's a little bit on it. Good taste? Should I take another bite? Do I have to on my teeth? Fuck my tongue.
Actually, I think my whole mouth is getting numb now. So maybe I don't feel anything anymore.
And I smile at you.
You're evil. I got confident there.
Me too. Whoa! That's a good idea.
What is she doing?
I am.
I think 6s are honestly weirder than 7s.
Mommy, hold me, mommy. Mommy, you're my mommy. You're my mommy.
I don't even know what's happening. I don't know if this was rehearsed, but this weirdly seems 6 and 7 too. Like riding your daddy's piggyback, but also was sexual. Like, I'm fun! Crazy.
You did it! We did it! We did it! How are you?
Am I right?
I'm so happy to see you. This is a really good time of year to see Aubrey Plaza.
Oh, thank you so much.
Because you
Also
said
got her like little school uniform on.
before on this show, you kind of thrive with Halloween.
I do.
Yeah. A few years ago, you had the Legend of the Christmas Witch,
Totally useless point, but I feel like 6s love Halloween more than anybody else.
a beautiful
yes.
children's story.
Thank you.
And you came out as a full witch.
Did I?
Yeah,
Oh.
it's pretty good.
Oh, yeah.
It's the most like a witch anyone has ever appeared on this show.
Sure. Yes, I did. I like. I don't know.
You're not going to miss an opportunity to witch out.
No. I feel like that's like my true self. But then every other time they make, they.
Gotcha.
say,
So
no.
this is the least costume you wear.
That exactly. But
It's also a very wonderful conclusion to your sort of witch love that you ended up in the fantastic Agatha all along.
I know Agatha all along. It's like I've been manifesting this for like a really long time. It's like. Again, it's like it's all
I'm just watching her. She's like head tapey, right? Like she's kind of like bippity bopping all over the place.
it's all happening, just like it should.
And Catherine Hahn, who you worked with on Parks and Rec, that's obviously fantastic. But then you kind of fell into the jackpot that I think every actor would like to fall into, which is you had a really good roommate, which was Patti LuPone.
I did.
You lived with Patti LuPone.
I lived with Patti LuPone.
And I heard she has bragged to me, and she's also bragged publicly that she was helping. She was like instrumental.
I don't know. It's like hard to explain why I see these things as being 6-wing 70 and like social lust. It's like there's some sort of like cute attachment thing that's happening where it's like, who said something nice about me? Like she bragged about me. Like he didn't even catch it. But she's kind of doing this weird like little cute 6w7 thing.
Instrumental in helping you learn what
It's like bratty, but also like I'm here with you. I'm engaged. I'm paying attention.
life on the
I
stage
don't want you to hate me, but I'm gonna push you a little bit, push a little bit of buttons.
was, because you were doing a play at the time.
Yes. So Patti and I were shooting Agatha all along, and we became very quick friends. And I asked her, like, should I do this play? Because I'd never done a play before. And she was like, yes, darling, you will do the play and you will live with me. And give me your contract. Let me, you do everything I say. And I was like, yes, mother.
I got more six. Yes, mother. I wonder if Patti LuPone's like an 8-wing-7-2 something. I don't know.
And so I did exactly that. And she, I lived with her for months. And she dressed me, and she
Made you
I
soup.
feel like this is secretly what 6s and 9s want. You just need to dress them, make them soup.
She made me soup. In fact,
Tell
every
them
morning
what
I would
to
come
do.
out, there would be a different piece of raw meat thawing on the counter.
Really?
What is it today? And then one time I came out and she was carving a turkey. And
Not Thanksgiving.
no.
Okay.
And she said, doll, I have to leave town for a few gigs, but I'm going to carve this turkey and put it in the fridge, and I want you to make sandwiches out of it. Every day, sandwiches out of this turkey. And I was like, whatever you want. So
I never thought of it, but maybe the scariest thing to see someone do is carve a turkey not on Thanksgiving.
I know, in her underwear, and I know.
But now this is all very caring, but also she was worried that she had maybe killed you.
Oh, yes, she almost killed me, yeah.
How did she almost kill you? Because that seems like a thing that doesn't accidentally happen.
I know. Well, it was a long story, but basically I was really sick. And she said, you have to see my special nurse. His name is Joe. He comes at night. And I said, okay. And
She's kind of doing the 6-9 thing in some of these where it's like she's doing like the SOS signal of like someone's taking me for a ride and I'm helpless to do anything to stop it. I'm just gonna nod my head and go along.
she said, listen, darling, I have to go perform at the City Ballet Gala, but Joe is going to come at 10:30 p.m.
And also, I've seen 4 because she keeps zeroing in on this could be social last, but she keeps zeroing in on like the weirdest shit to tell about herself. And also, she doesn't ever try to like signal her like value or anything. She's just like more interested in like the strange persona of Aubrey Plaza. Like, I mean, she has like a dark vibe. Do you know what I mean? Like a dark image. She's probably like 4 last. I would just go 4-wing. I mean, she's so weird that I would almost entertain 4-wing 5, but I don't think so. I think it's probably 4-wing 3 and social last together that are making. Like she has that Wednesday Addams. Like I'm sure people are copying that look now because of Netflix, but she kind of already has that thing going on She was Wednesday Addams before Wednesday Addams was Wednesday Addams.
He's going to hook you up to the machine, and you're going to get all the things that I get, and they're going to perk you right up. And I'll be back, after the gala. And so I said, okay.
I almost feel like her gal is like, I have to go get what's called an alibi.
Yeah. Yes.
I have to go be seen by public people.
Yes, exactly. Take one picture and come back to the scene of the crime. And and so it was an IV nurse,
Okay.
Not a whatever, but and I said, okay. And so he came and he, hooked me up and he said, I'm just going to give you some vitamins and things like that. And then right before Patti came back, he said, now, do you want what Patti gets, to help you sleep? And I said, sure, give me the Patti special, whatever that is.
I think you could say this is points against her being a 6 because fear type paranoia, blah, blah, blah. But that's more 6-wing 5. 6-wing 7s are like, more like, okay, I'll go along with what the other person's doing and saying, with like, fearful giggles. Also, I think like not as PDOM, for that reason also, because if she was self-pres dom, she might be a little bit more reticent to get herself into like a IV injectable situation.
And so he went, okay. And so he gave me that. And then right as I was, it was Benadryl. And I found out, I thought it was going to be more like a children's Benadryl.
Like when I first started listening to this, I was like, oh, like she gets like the Patti special, but so Benadryl is kind of anticlimactic.
A little like groggy, but when you get Benadryl just injected intravenously, it's really like it was like a horse tranquilizer for me. And she walked in when I was just mid tranquilizer, and I couldn't talk. I was going, yeah. And she was dripping in diamonds, and she was like, oh, darling, no. And I swear to God, this really did happen. And she went, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to make you a piece of English muffin with peanut butter. And I couldn't speak. And I was like, I was having cold sweats, and I was cold, and then I was hot, and I kept going, Joe, am I all right? Am I going to make it? And he was like, no, you'll be fine. And then she started trying to shove an English muffin in my mouth, with peanut butter. And I'm like,
and I'm very like swept up in her stories. Like she's a good storyteller, like, but it's not in like a social self-pres or self-pres social storytelling way. It's like she's just telling you this, she's bringing you into this like weird little world that she's creating of like just bizarreness. And that's like what she's specifically hooking into. And I think that's how she's like pulling you in,
Toilet goblin again. I think it's time. Who is the one character you've played that you most relate to?
I would say the Shadow King. No, I'm just kidding. Probably my White Lotus character. I mean, in a lot of ways.
I feel like that character was kind of Karen-y, actually, like kind of 6'1"-ish. Not that, I mean, we perceive ourselves differently than we are, so just because she relates to that character doesn't mean that's her type, but it's a 6'1"-ish, it's a Karen-y, 6'3"-ish character.
Ways.
6'4", 6'3".
On every way. She was a lawyer like my mom, and there was some...
Yeah, and she's doing like the attachment thing of like, she was like my mom, and that's the part that I relate to, like, what?
Connections there that I was, yeah.
So you do employment law. So interesting.
Mm-hmm.
We take on clients that are suing their employers for discrimination, sexual harassment, wrongful termination, stuff like that.
She wasn't a psychopath, murderer, and I played those before, so I don't want to say those characters on camera.
What's one thing you remember about shooting the White Lotus?
Linguine and clams, just so...
And she's capable of doing deadpan, which you could put in the 9 category versus 6, but I think 6'7", 6s, 6'5", whatever, are better able to like do deadpan than other types because I don't know, they're sort of like along for the troll, you know what I mean? It's like part of the kind of thing that they're doing, like, and 6s are like the funniest types.
So much linguine and clams.
Like she doesn't do the 7-wing 6 thing of being entertained by herself, especially social last, because 6 kind of gives you pseudo-social.
They demanded it, in fact, that we ate.
But also she does these kind of like what she just did there was like, she was like, yeah, I relate to that character. She's like, because, I can't say the psycho killers. But she does it almost in this like quiet way where it's like she's kind of trying to slip it in. Did you catch it?
Eating clams twice a day. It was some kind of psychological, conditioning.
I've heard
I think she's also just kind of making shit up a lot, which again, like 9 fix, but also just like some kind of like social last, like 6'9", 6'7", 7'9", sort of 4. I don't know.
Haven't watched one episode of White Lotus. Is that still true?
I still haven't, but I'm going to. To be honest,
it's like maybe like her being double withdrawn, social last, like not thinking that kind of would reflect a certain way, but also like the 6 part of like, but I'm going to, I will.
I had trouble opening my HBO Max account when I was trying to watch it originally. I couldn't figure out the password, and I usually just give up.
Like, also points for 9, like 9 baby, 9-4 baby.
When I can't figure out the passwords, I just can't handle things like that. I'd love a DVD, but they don't send DVD sets anymore. I ask them every time.
What is one go-to secret for keeping a straight face?
Physical pain, pinch yourself with your nails on your leg, or...
Actually, this is weirdly where I could see Nine Wing One fix because it's sort of like some weird Wing One influenced like control mechanism, perfection, pain, control.
Things like that. I used to do that a
Again,
lot.
she could be making some of this shit up. I really don't know.
On Parks and Rec, I would have little like pinch marks because I was just trying not to laugh. So if someone sees you pinching yourself, that's the tell. No one would ever see it. Gap to hit. Yeah, no one can see it. How do you hide it? It's just got to be in a place that no one can see. Just got to reach up there and pinch. Who is one person from your Parks and Rec days who you wish you were still on set with? Well, Amy Poehler. I love being.
Amy Poehler is a 6w7, but not at all like Aubrey Plaza.
On set with Amy Poehler. She's so funny and she's.
Butthead types kind of like each other, so.
Loves a good prank. Does it feel like you two are just improvising when you're at lunch? Yeah, we improv. Yeah,
Yeah, and sixes are kind of like, six comedians are kind of like annoying to hang out with too because they are always on. It's like the improv mode. It's like waka waka, trying out material, living the material. I think that's more like six space.
We have a like bit where we both call each other Alexis, and we're like, Alexis, like stop it. And she's like, okay, no, Alexis. I don't know why. It was in some kind of, I don't know, 17th hour of shooting Parks and Rec, and I don't know what happened. All of a sudden, we just started calling each other Alexis. What's one thing that you miss about playing April Ludgate and that time in your life? It's very rare to get a job that goes on for so long where you still love the people that you're working with and you're still...
I don't know. I honestly am flip-flopping 9-wing 8, 9-wing 1 for Gut Center, but...
having fun, you're still laughing, you know, because a lot of times you can get in those situations and the magic kind of dies at a certain point, but it never felt like it.
The magic dies at a certain point. I don't know why, but that's kind of SX Dom to me. It's like not alive anymore.
Died on that show. It was always fun. What is your one secret for making a joke land? You know, timing is everything.
Yeah.
So
and like that fun gets attributed to 7, but that's also just I think like sexual and like just having wing 7 and just people like fun. Doesn't matter their type.
So there's rules, you know, physics, comedy physics. You say something repetitively and the 4th time it's not funny, and the 13th time it's funny. The 14th time it's not funny. The 17th time it's pretty funny, but the 18th time it.
You know what? She probably has 9-wing 8 got fixed. I don't have like a good point for either direction.
I'm Aubrey Plaza, and today I'm going undercover on the internet.
That would actually be more points for her being able to deadpan. Because 9-wing 8s can deadpan more. I guess she just sort of looks like she has one influence to me visually, but that doesn't necessarily mean she does.
Nothing's happening. I know how to work the internet, believe me. My logo, I wrote, what would you like to see? And okay, this is a picture of me wearing a witch hat. I am doing the audiobook for The Return of the Christmas Witch. Video Occult commented, how many witch hats do you own? I hope. Did I get an Oscar? You did, yeah. Okay, it works every time. I didn't really teach him anything, but I did roast him in a flat appearance. How did you end up with such a flat appearance? That's random. Michael Caine taught me a very, I hate to say it because I don't want any of my competitors to know this trick, but I'm just going to do it. Michael Caine taught me that when you're in a close-up in a movie, look at the camera with only one of your eyes, and then the other eye is left for the audience, he says. Did I get an Oscar? Yeah. Okay, it works every time.
All right. I don't know. Kind of over this now. I think I'll just go 9-wing 8. Probably is 9-wing 8 in the Gut Center. Okay. Didn't explain it. Whatever. The shit's free. Deal with it. So then I have to change her shadow from when I started that. So Aubrey Plaza, I think she's sexual self-pres, 6-wing 7, 9-wing 8, 4-wing 3. So that makes her sad sack or pain piggy, 694. Her alter ego then is 794, which is rainbow fright and grime fairy, or you can use You can use swamp hag, sea hag for either of these types too, like I said. Especially social last. And then her shadow is, well, Miss Universe, I guess. So 783, which is triple assertive. Triple assert. Actually, that makes sense to me. She's kind of got that push to her, sort of. She has like the fragility, sort of, but not quite of a 694. I think that I'm used to looking at, anyways. Usually, actually, that makes sense to me because usually it is 9-wing 1 fix. I feel like, anyways. And also kind of makes her more industrious and yeah. So, do you have anything to add to that? I do not.